Hi, my name's PFC Christopher Allmendinger, and I'd like to shout out to my cousin AJ Allmendinger and a happy Memorial Day to all the NASCAR fans.
54 laps complete here in Charlotte. There is AJ Allmendinger, Christopher's cousin, with the lead. Carl Edwards just passed him to take the lead back. Now, prior to pit stops, Edwards 99 had a 2.2 second lead over Allmendinger. The pit stops were nearly identical, but Allmendinger stopped 3 laps before Edwards, so had the advantage of fresh tires for those 3 laps and opened up a half-second margin.
I also think another thing that happened, Mike, when they told Carl, when Bob Osborne told Carl, look, some guys that just got nabbed, his teammate 16, Craig Biffle, just got nabbed for speeding. He warned Carl, don't come on pit road too hot. I think that was a factor as well.
Yeah, there's certainly an advantage to short pitting is you get the advantage of those fresh tires. But if you can look right there, almost everything is the same. The crew, the driver getting on and off pit road, and the total time. But certainly one of the disadvantages is somewhere between you pitting and, say, for instance, when Carl Edwards pitted, if a caution comes, but it all worked out that time.
84 miles into the Coca Cola 600. First to second, 1 second. Carl Edwards and AJ Allmendinger. Denny Hamlin now third. And here is Matt Kenseth, who started 19th. Matt, he's up to 4th.
Mike, a problem on the 17 for Kenseth. Shortly after his stop, he told his team that he has a vibration. He feels like it's a rear tire that has a vibration. He's trying to hold on. A few moments ago, he says, I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to stay out here. He's currently running in the 4th position.
Well, Matt, we've certainly heard this a lot this year, not only from Matt Kenseth, but from almost every driver. It comes just from very quick pit stops, not getting these lug nuts tight.
One of the things that you got to be careful of, if a wheel's loose, it'll mess up the studs, the lug studs, and you won't be able to get the tire tight next time in. So got to really be careful with that.
Ford's running 1st, 2nd, and 4th. Here's tonight's Ford F-150 EcoBoost track facts. This track opened with a 1960 Coca Cola 600. $107,000 was the purse. First in NASCAR history with 6 figures. 60 cars started, the largest starting field in all 105 Charlotte Sprint Cup races. And there, the world's largest HD monitor here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and there are some of the figures. And boy, it is bright and it is spectacular. 59 green flag laps so far, and Carl Edwards starting the night off much where he finished it last Saturday night in the Sprint All-Star race, where he pocketed $1.2 million.
I know what I think I know what Carl is thinking as he drives this race car. I got these guys covered. I got the fastest car out here. I think he's really driving cautiously. I see him go through with lap cars, getting on pit road, a lot of being very cautious early in this race.
Last couple of laps, the fastest car, though, has been the number 88 Chevrolet of Dale Earnhardt Jr., who started 25th. And Steve, he's up to 10th.
And Mike, he made up a lot of that traffic, or a lot of that ground in traffic. In fact, before he pitted, he told Steve Letarte, it's a little slick on the right rear, but really good in turns 3 and 4. The car started loose, but that went away. It's a little bit on the snug side. They made no changes on that last stop.
And quite honestly, he didn't get advantage of fresh tires earlier than some of the other drivers. He didn't pit to lap 45, which is toward the end of those green flag pit stops.
His teammate Jeff Gordon right behind him in 11th, 12.7 seconds off the lead. And right behind Gordon, Kyle Busch, 13 seconds off the lead with his Toyota. Krista?
Well, they made an adjustment, Mike, because they were a little bit loose in. It was a wedge adjustment. Kyle came on the radio and said for the first 2 laps of this run since the stop, the car was good. But now it's bottoming out and getting worse on that loose condition.
Thanks, Krista. Behind Busch, 13th is Paul Menard in the number 27. And Menard has a concern about his sneakers. Not the one with the foot that has the 20 stitches, the 4 of them that are underneath his Chevrolet.
Center off of 4 is really good. Struggle a little bit with the tight landing, and a little bit free off 2. Should get better when the sun goes down.
And Darrell, what he's talking about, that tight landing, is when that car goes down in the corner and really gets the full travel, the front end's not responding. It's not turning.
Yeah, turn one that's the only place you're going to hear that used, the car's landing. Turn one's got a little hump going off into the corner. When you drive down in there, that thing wants to just hit the ground, everything compresses, and the car lands. What you'd like to be able to do at that point is gas it up and go if everything's working right.
Well, it's working right for Carl Edwards. He has opened up his lead on A.J. Allmendinger now to 2.9 seconds.
You know, we talk about Carl Edwards and how he works out and how he trains. Now, during the offseason, he loves to visit exotic places and see different cultures. He doesn't do it in a rental car. He does it by bicycle. This past offseason, he was in Vietnam. 2 years ago, we toured Thailand on a bicycle.
Carl Edwards is pedaling hard to win the Coca Cola 600. He's out front now by 3 seconds. With Carl Edwards still leading, let's take a look inside what's happening now in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, brought to you by Sprint and HTC Evo 4G. On lap 2, Jeff Burton set the fastest lap of the race so far. Speeds will go up as the sun goes down tonight in Charlotte. And most laps led. Carl Edwards has led 57 laps. Brad Keselowski 7. A.J. Allmendinger 5. Fuel your inner NASCAR fan with live in-car audio. Available on NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile and the new HTC Evo 4G at sprint.com/speed.
Tell you a guy that's picked it up just a little bit. Carl might want to start wondering about or worrying about. This cat coming right here. The third car there, Denny Hamlin, he's into second place now, and that car's picked up some speed since that last pit stop.
Yeah, Darrell, as I walked through the garage area this morning, other than pointing fingers at the Roush Fenway Ford drivers, this was a driver that everyone felt like had a lot of speed. Hard to believe. We keep talking about it. 8 wins last year, battling for the championship. Still looking for his first win in 2011.
Moving past Ricky Stenhouse in relief of Trevor Bayne. Bayne will be back in June and is standing atop the Wood Brothers pit box today watching the race. How grueling is it to go 600 miles in Charlotte? We asked some of the men who knew best.
It's a long event that you have to prepare for on all fronts. I learned a long time ago to not ask how many laps are left. It's probably a little more mentally tough than it is physically.
It'll wear you out if you let it. So you kind of have to manage yourself and manage your race car.
If you're having a horrible night, nothing's going right, you're 2 or 3 laps down, man, it just never ends.
It's just that last 100 miles really does test man and machine.
74 laps complete, just over 100 miles, and we're under caution for the first time today. Debris down in turn number 1.
And this will really be the first opportunities for these drivers to get to pit road and maybe make some major adjustments, including, as Steve was talking about, Greg Biffle, get that air conditioning unit changed out.
Well, that erases Carl Edwards' 4-second lead. What will they do on pit stop, Steve?
But Mike, they're talking about it right now. Bob Osborne and Carl Edwards are. Carl's saying the car's not good on the short run, but it's getting better. Don't know what they're going to do yet, but they're definitely coming, Dick Berger.
A.J. Allmendinger's car has dropped back to the 3rd position. His lap times are down. Denny Hamlin is calling for minor changes. When he pits, he's got a good race car, fast race car.
Say that was a big break for Matt Kenseth in that 17 as well, talking about that vibration. But honestly, we were about 10 to 12 laps away from what would be green flag stops again.
It's also a big break for Joey Logano. Logano was the first car 1 lap down, so his Toyota will get the free pass and be back on the lead lap when we restart.
Yeah, he beat Biffle out of that free pass.
Recently, our NASCAR on Fox and Speed Audio team awarded the Sports Emmy for Best Live Event Sound. Let's show you why. Jeff Burton wins the race off pit road. Carl Edwards, Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Jimmy Johnson, the first 5.
Ooh, Larry. What about that strategy on the 31?
Well, if you're going to try it, now's the time to try it. We saw it work the other night.
We're under caution for the first time today. This is the Coca Cola 600. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.